After Saturday's games, one team stands alone as the last undefeated squad in the NBA's Eastern Conference, the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavaliers improved to a flawless 7-0 record with a thrilling 114-113 victory over the Milwaukee Bucks, sealing the game in the final second with a chaotic, heart-stopping shot from star guard Donovan Mitchell. The win was the team's closest contest of the season so far, yet the Cavs demonstrated poise and resilience on the road to keep their unbeaten streak alive. This historic start places Cleveland just one win shy of matching their best season-opening record in franchise history. The only time they've opened with a better start was back in the 1976-77 season, when they managed to string together an 8-game win streak to kick off the year. The 2023-24 Cavaliers now have a chance to tie, or even break, that long-standing record in their upcoming games. Cleveland has been one of the NBA's hottest teams in this young season, turning heads not only with their 7-game win streak, but also with their dominance. Remarkably, 5 of their 7 wins have come by double-digit margins, underscoring both their offensive firepower and defensive resilience. This recent victory over the Bucks, however, was a rare nail-biter, showing that the Cavaliers can dig deep when faced with pressure-packed moments, finding a way to emerge victorious even in the closest of matchups. Though it's early in the season, Cleveland is playing at a championship-caliber level, and much of the credit goes to their new head coach, Kenny Atkinson. Atkinson joined the Cavaliers this offseason, and his impact on the team has been immediate and profound. The 57-year-old coach has already etched his name into franchise history, becoming the first head coach in Cavaliers history to win each of his first 5 games. Beyond that, he's also the first NBA head coach since Nate McMillan of the Atlanta Hawks in the 2020-21 season to achieve such a feat with a new team. Atkinson's leadership and game strategy have been integral in helping the Wine and Gold find their stride early, and he's crafted an offensive and defensive scheme that appears tailor-made for this team's talents. The Cavaliers' balanced approach has been a key factor in their success. Offensively, they've been nothing short of outstanding, averaging 123.7 points per game, the second highest in the league. 4 players are currently averaging over 15 points per game: Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, and Jarrett Allen, showing the depth of their scoring options. Mitchell has been the team's go-to player in crunch time, as evidenced by his game-winning shot against Milwaukee, but he's far from alone in contributing to their offensive efficiency. The Cavaliers currently lead the league in field goal percentage at 52.6%, a testament to their effective shot selection and offensive execution. Defensively, Cleveland has been just as impressive. Their team structure, which includes skilled defenders like Mobley and Allen, has allowed them to pressure opponents, contest shots, and dominate in the paint. The Cavaliers' success on both ends of the floor gives them a well-rounded game, making them a formidable opponent for any team in the league. With each game, they've shown an ability to adapt, maintain energy on defense, and capitalize on fast break opportunities, rounding out an identity as both an offensive and defensive powerhouse. The Cavaliers have captured the league's attention with their red-hot start, and with each passing game, they're proving they're more than capable of maintaining this momentum. For Cleveland fans, it's an exciting time to watch the Wine and Gold take the court as they look to build on their record-breaking start and solidify themselves as legitimate contenders in the East. As they continue this impressive early season run, the Cavaliers are not only showcasing their potential but setting a new standard for excellence. Cleveland Cavaliers are showing marked improvement in shooting efficiency this season, which has significantly elevated their offensive game. Despite attempting nearly the same number of shots as last season, about 87 field goal attempts and 37 three-point attempts per game, the Cavaliers have transformed their shooting accuracy. Last season, they shot a respectable 47.9% from the field and 36.7% from beyond the arc. But this season, they've taken a leap forward, shooting a remarkable 52.6% from the field and an impressive 40.6% from three-point range. This sharp increase has set them apart as the team with the best overall field goal percentage in the league and the second best three-point shooting percentage, trailing only the New York Knicks in that category. A closer look at the numbers reveals that their improvements extend beyond just general shooting. They're excelling in different types of three-point shots as well. The Cavaliers are currently making 43.1% of their catch-and-shoot threes, a big step up from the 38.3% they managed last season. Additionally, their accuracy on pull-up threes has improved, rising from 33.6% last season to 37% this season. These gains are more than incremental. They highlight the work the team has put into refining their shooting, their seat, and the results speak for themselves on the court. One key factor in this improvement has been the significant strides made by several players in their three-point shooting. In fact, an impressive 7 players on their roster are currently shooting 40% or better from beyond the arc. Even more remarkable, 3 of these players are shooting at 50% or better. This high level of shooting accuracy spread across multiple players makes the Cavaliers a much more versatile and dangerous offensive unit. Opposing teams now face the challenge of guarding not just 1 or 2 reliable shooters, but a roster full of players capable of making shots from deep. Among these players, Caris LeVert stands out as someone who's made one of the most dramatic leaps in shooting efficiency. Currently, LeVert is ranked 9th in the league in three-point shooting, boasting an impressive 52.4% from beyond the arc. He's outshooting some of the NBA's most recognized marksmen, including Buddy Hield, Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, and Desmond Bane. This improvement is staggering when you consider that last season, LeVert shot just 32.5% from 3, a nearly 20% jump in efficiency. Although he's taking a relatively modest 3.5 three-point attempts per game this season, his performance suggests he could become a more high-volume shooter if he continues on this trajectory. With LeVert's newfound shooting accuracy, the Cavaliers have an asset they can continue to develop, potentially making him a high-impact, high-volume three-point shooter as the season progresses. The Cavaliers' overall shooting improvement reflects not just individual growth, but a cohesive team effort. By focusing on improving their shot selection and mechanics, they've managed to maintain efficiency, even with consistent shot volume. This makes them an increasingly formidable opponent, as they're able to keep defenses on their toes, stretching the floor with reliable shooters from all areas. The team's evolution this season could signal a shift toward a new style of play, and one that combines their shooting prowess with their established strengths, positioning them as a serious contender in the league. In summary, the Cleveland Cavaliers are showcasing a level of shooting efficiency that is elevating their gameplay across the board. Their balanced mix of catch and shoot and pull-up shooting, combined with individual improvements from players like Caris LeVert, has them setting the bar high for offensive performance. As the season unfolds, this improved shooting consistency could solidify the Cavaliers as a top-tier team, capable of competing against any opponent in the league. The Cleveland Cavaliers have demonstrated a remarkable improvement on the defensive end this season, showing just how much emphasis they've placed on tightening up their defense. Last season, the Cavs had a defensive rating of 112.1, placing them in a respectable 7th position in the league. This season, however, they've managed to bring that number down to an impressive 107.7, lifting them to 4th in defensive rating. This drop in their defensive rating not only reflects their commitment to improvement, but also positions them among the NBA's top defensive teams. Another key area of progress for Cleveland has been their increase in steals per game. Last season, the Cavs averaged 7.4 steals per game, a number that saw them ranked 19th in the league. Fast forward to this season, and they're now averaging 9.9 steals per game, leaping up to 5th in this category. This is a significant jump and illustrates the increased pressure they're applying on opposing teams, often disrupting plays and capitalizing on opponents' mistakes. By being more active in passing lanes and more aggressive on ball, they're creating more opportunities to transition from defense to offense, making them a more dynamic and challenging team to face. Cleveland's improvements extend beyond just defensive rating and steals. They've also managed to lower their opponents' field goal and three-point percentages, areas that can often make the difference in close games. Last season, opponents shot 46.3% from the field against the Cavaliers, a figure that the Cavs have managed to lower to 44.8% this season. This nearly 2 percentage point reduction might seem subtle, but over the course of a season, it makes a noticeable impact, especially in games that come down to the final few possessions. Additionally, last season's opponents made 37.1% of their three-point attempts against Cleveland. This season, the Cavs have tightened up their perimeter defense as well, holding opponents to 35.9% shooting from beyond the arc. With the league becoming increasingly three-point oriented, a stronger perimeter defense has helped the Cavaliers stay competitive in every matchup. Looking closer at individual performances, both Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell have made strides that are key to the team's defensive success. Evan Mobley, known for his shot blocking and interior presence, has raised his game further this season. His opponent's overall field goal percentage has dropped significantly, from 45.5% last season to just 38.9% this season, which demonstrates his effectiveness at contesting shots and forcing misses. Mobley has also improved his defense beyond the arc. Last season, opponents shot 37.0% from three against him, but this season he's held them to a stellar 27.6%. Additionally, Mobley's paint defense has been exceptional. Last season, opponents shot 52.3% against him in the paint, but this season, he's brought that number down to 43.1%. This improvement in paint defense makes Mobley a formidable rim protector, altering shots and discouraging drives to the basket. On the perimeter, Donovan Mitchell has stepped up as well, showcasing a renewed focus on the defensive end. Mitchell has improved his overall defensive field goal percentage from 47.6% last season to 44.1% this season. His improvement extends to the three-point line, where he has held opponents to just 29.2% shooting, down from 37.0% last season. Mitchell's efforts have complemented Mobley's interior defense, providing a balanced defensive structure that forces opponents to work harder for open looks and scoring opportunities. The Cavaliers' defensive transformation this season is no small feat. By excelling in team and individual defense, Cleveland has evolved into a powerhouse on that end of the court. Their improvement in defensive metrics across the board, from rating to steals to field goal percentages, reflects a disciplined and cohesive team that prioritizes shutting down their opponents. If this trend continues, the Cavaliers could be a force in the playoffs, with a defense capable of stifling even the league's best offenses. The Cleveland Cavaliers have made remarkable strides this season by significantly increasing their drives to the rim, a shift that has transformed their offense. This season, they're averaging 58.6 drives to the rim per game, which ranks them second in the entire league. It's a substantial jump from last season, when they averaged only 48.9 drives to the rim, ranking 17th. This uptick in aggressive drives is not only making a noticeable difference in their offensive statistics, but also changing how opponents have to defend against them, opening up more high-quality scoring opportunities all over the floor. When a player beats their matchup and drives to the rim, it often forces the opposing defense into difficult decisions. Typically, this prompts defenders to rotate and overhelp from the weak side in an attempt to prevent an easy score at the basket. By drawing defenders from the weak side, the Cavaliers create 2-on-1 situations that offer the driver an option: either take the contested shot at the rim or pass it out to a teammate left open on the perimeter. The Cavs are increasingly choosing the latter, resulting in wide-open threes, most often from the corners. Statistically, the corner three is one of the most efficient shots in basketball, second only to dunks, making it a perfect outcome for their offensive strategy. The impact of this change is evident in the Cavs' scoring efficiency from drives. So far this season, they're generating 30.0 points per game from drives alone, shooting 55.0% on these attempts. This is a notable improvement from last season, when they generated only 25.0 points from drives, with a field goal percentage of 47.4%. These improvements have propelled them up the ranks, positioning them 7th in the league for points generated through drives to the rim. Last season, by contrast, they were ranked 27th, indicating just how far they've come in making this offensive adjustment. This strategic shift towards more frequent drives to the rim is likely part of head coach Kenny Atkinson's plan to build a more dynamic offense. By emphasizing this area, the Cavs are not only getting more high-percentage looks at the rim, but also freeing up their shooters on the perimeter. The constant threat of the drive has defenders scrambling to cover the paint, which creates more space on the floor and often leaves the Cavs' best shooters open for uncontested threes. In today's NBA, where efficient perimeter shooting and paint scoring are keys to a top-tier offense, this dual threat is invaluable. Moreover, driving to the rim not only helps create high-quality three-point shots, but also places pressure on opponents to defend without fouling. Increased drives generally lead to more trips to the free throw line, adding yet another layer of scoring for the Cavaliers. With players who can finish at the rim, hit open threes, and capitalize at the line, Cleveland has developed an offense that's hard to predict and even harder to stop. At this point in the season, the Cavaliers' success with this drive-focused approach is clear evidence that Atkinson's emphasis on attacking the basket is paying off. By playing more aggressively and looking for high-quality shots both inside and outside, Cleveland is establishing itself as a more potent offensive force. As they continue to build chemistry and refine this approach, the Cavaliers' offense is only likely to improve, making them a team to watch as the season progresses. As the Cleveland Cavaliers continue their impressive season, it's clear they're not just winning games. They're setting a new standard for what this team is capable of. From their exceptional shooting efficiency and cohesive team defense, to their increased focus on generating points through aggressive drives to the rim, the Cavaliers are positioning themselves as a well-rounded and formidable team. This is a squad that can both stretch the floor with reliable outside shooters and challenge defenses with powerful drives to the basket, forcing opponents to cover every inch of the court. Under the guidance of head coach Kenny Atkinson, the Cavaliers are building an identity that combines offensive versatility with defensive tenacity, showing a level of discipline and adaptability that bodes well for their future. Atkinson's strategic adjustments, such as emphasizing higher shooting accuracy and more frequent drives, have enabled Cleveland to operate as a balanced force on both ends of the floor. Whether it's star guard Donovan Mitchell hitting clutch shots, Evan Mobley's lockdown interior defense, or Karis LeVert's staggering jump and three-point shooting, this Cavaliers roster has demonstrated an ability to rise to the challenge, making each game a showcase of their progress and potential. Looking ahead, Cleveland fans have every reason to be excited. With each game, the Cavaliers are proving they're not only capable of competing with the league's elite teams, but of establishing themselves as legitimate contenders in the Eastern Conference. If they can sustain their high levels of shooting accuracy, continue their defensive dominance, and keep driving relentlessly to the rim, the Cavaliers could very well be on their way to a deep playoff run. In a season that's already highlighted by record-breaking achievements, the Cleveland Cavaliers are setting the stage for something special, an opportunity to make history and inspire fans as they chase a championship. As the season unfolds, there's no doubt the Cavaliers will be a team to watch, poised to elevate their game and reach new heights.